now going to do is I'm going to click play and I'm going to record scoring chance and label 13. So let's do that. Scoring chance number 13. That's it. Hello everyone. This is a tutorial on how to use tag windows in Pelaa. By default, tag windows occupy the top right-hand quadrant of the app, and the templates can be managed either from the menu on top, or the other way to start the analysis quickly is just to click this plus sign. Here you can see a drop-down. One little note is that all copies of Pelaa ship with my own tag window. If you are a coach from ice hockey, you could just use that to live tag. It might look a bit intimidating, but with just a little bit of understanding how it all works and a bit of practice, it's completely easily graspable. Also, the other idea behind having this tag window in the app is that every single coach could examine that and draw inspiration on how things might work. I think it contains most of the functionality that the app has. So feel free to explore and modify that however you seem fit. For the purposes of this tutorial, let's start with a new template. And the first thing you see when you start building a new tag window is the edit bar on top. And I'm going to quickly go through the things that are located there. A tag window consists of two modes: a build mode, where we add buttons and labels, and tag mode, which allows us to press those buttons so that they actually tag our games. This is a button which would start live capture with the said tag window. We'll get back to it in a future video when we're going to discuss live capture. Here's something that's going to be important for us. If you click the sign, you can add a button, or you can click, hold, and drag a button wherever you want. Now, the same way we could add a label, which is marked by label sign on top, or similarly, we can drag and drop it on our template like this, similar to the button. So let's dig deeper into what those buttons offer, and let's go through the tag editor. First, you can choose for any button or label. You can switch it back and forth. And the distinction between a tag button and a label is something like this. The tag button allows you to mark some event that happens on video, and label is something that can get attached to that button. A good example of that would be a tag button could be a shot, and that's something that we can tag using our video. But then if you have another label, which would say number 10, and you click that label number 10 at some point after the shot, this button, which would be called shot, will have this label number 10 on top. We could go a bit more detail regarding that when we're going to tag a real game, but here's the initial description. Then we can choose the name. We can assign shortcut, C for coach. Order is essentially which spot this row is going to take further down the road when we tag the game, which position this row is going to be on our track. So coach for now is going to stand on top with number 1, and we'll add more buttons. You'll understand how it works in a minute. Next section would be behavior. A button could be a single press or toggle. So toggle means that you need to press this button to activate and press it once again to deactivate. This works well for events in the game that you don't know the final duration. For instance, a good example would be offense. You don't really know when the whistle is going to be blown, or the ball goes out of bounds, or your team loses possession. So it's reasonable for these events to be able to activate it and deactivate it by the user. If we compare it to a single press, we can select lead and lag times for both, but now in this configuration with a single press, you press this button once and forget about it, and what's going to be recorded on the track is 3 seconds before the press and 2 seconds after the press. If you have the same lead and lag time for a toggle button, this would record 3 seconds before you press this button and 2 seconds before you press this button once again to conclude the event. The design of that is self-explanatory. You can select fill and text for those buttons and labels. And here's the next section, which is influences. For that, we need to create a simple progression. It's going to be it can be understood really well by a simple example. So let's bring another button here. Let's rename it as goal. Let's add a shortcut. Now the order is going to be 2, so it's going to be below coach. We usually know how much we want to record before and after a goal because it's not an event of an unknown duration by itself. So let's say we want to record 5 seconds before and 3 seconds after. Let's give it a nice green color. Now, if you want to copy an existing button, that could be done with a Command C, Command V, like this. Or an easier way to do would be press and hold Shift, click and hold, and drag it onto the canvas. So this preserves a lot of options from the previous button, such as lead and lag times and colors. But here, let's say this is a scoring chance. It would be order 3. Shortcut would be S. And this would be shot. Order 4. Shortcut would be, let's say it's going to be A. Same settings. Now, here's how those influences work. So whenever there happens a goal, it means that it's also a scoring chance and a shot. So we can press goal once, and both scoring chance and shot will be activated automatically. So you don't have to press everything. Here's an interesting option that you can activate, which is toggle link lines over there. And here what it says is that one button activates another one. In this case, that was goal and the scoring chance, and you can highlight them and you can delete them by using backspace. And I would probably need to do that with a control, not shift. Shift would copy that. But if you press and hold goal, you can see that this activation link starts going from the goal button. And if I drop it on the scoring chance, this is how it gets activated. And this is how it gets activated again for a shot. So same thing. And we can go and check now that the influences are still there. But for the scoring chance does not influence anything, but it is influenced by goal. The same logic can be applied to deactivation, and also there is something that is called exclusive links. So this can be illustrated by this example. Let's see, we have a button called defense, and the shortcut we don't need to put there. The order could be 5 and okay, 1 and 1, and it's going to be a toggle. Now, logically, if we score a goal, it would probably mean that our defense is over. And if there's a scoring chance, again, it probably can't happen on defense, and the same with a shot. So what we could do is, by the same means, we could press and hold Option, and there you see this red link appearing. It means that this link is going to deactivate the button. And we can say that all of those 3 buttons, if we activate them at any time, they would deactivate our defense. And then we can see that defense is influenced and gets deactivated by all of those buttons. And exclusive links can happen if we press and hold Control and Option, and it's marked as yellow. And in this case, this exclusive link would mean that either goal or coach can be activated at the same time. This doesn't make any logical sense, but it can be used when, for example, you got line number 1 and line number 2. They cannot be on the ice at the same time. And when you click number 2, when line number 1 is activated, line number 2 is taking control and deactivates line number 1. Let's go into labels now. All right, we figured out how tag buttons work. Now let's quickly go through the labels. Now this coach button became a label, and it has almost the same properties as a tag button with a couple of differences. So what differs here is the label mode. There are 4 modes of a label, how it can influence what's going on in the app. The first 2 options are gonna decide how a label is applied to tag buttons. If we have latest engaged, it means that the label is going to be applied to an active tag, and latest finalized would mean that you have just concluded some tag. The button got depressed, or it was pressed once if that was a single press button, and then you click a label, it's going to get attached to the one that has just been finalized. Action only means that this is a helper tag. It does not attach to anything at all. The only thing which the action labels can do is to influence other buttons. A good example for this would be labels that activate and deactivate time. You don't really want to have those labels be visible in any of the tags, but those start and stop time can activate the tags which start and stop recording time. So any helper button that you want to press to help with the automation, but you don't want that to appear anywhere on the track, this is the mode for you, action only. And there is another feature that was added at a bit of a later point after the launch, which is called cut all tags now. You could use that in a situation like this. So imagine that you got a button with a lag time of 5 seconds. For instance, if we have a shot which records 5 seconds lag time, but right after the shot, a whistle was blown, and you don't really need to have those extra 4 seconds get recorded. So you can have a label that would cut everything that is currently active, disregarding their actual lag times. And the rest is exactly like a normal button. So all the colors and influences, you can use all those with labels as well. So let's get this coach back to the tag button. Let's leave it like this. And let's create a new label. And let's say that the label would be number 13. Let's leave it like this. And let's currently set this to latest finalized. And let's not add anything else. Now, one thing about the tag windows in Pelaa is that if you want to make everything orderly, it's easy to do. You can drag, and you can see that when another button is near, there is this horizontal blue line appearing. It means that the button that you're dragging is going to attach with a gap to another button or label. And this is how you can get everything organized pretty quickly. And let's say the label is going to go to the right of that. And now this is the look of our tag window. And you can then use the a quadrant divider to drag it to whatever size you want. Okay, now this tag window can be saved so that you don't lose it. It's saved by default in templates, but you can save that, for example, in a demo folder, whatever folder works, and it's going to stay there, and you will reopen this template at a future point from the same spot. So let's call it demo, and it's now saved right there. All right, now this is ready. Let's try this tag window on some of the footage. Here's the player quadrant, and a quick way to work is just click play, and you have two options here: start live capture and open video. We want to open a video. We have this demo game ready for us. Here, let's choose a moment from the real game that happened. So let's play this through. We can mute the sound. We can play this through. Okay, here's a turnover from the team in white and a scoring chance for team red. So in order to tag anything, like I said, we flip this into the tag mode. And let's say I wanted this sequence, a turnover and a scoring chance, be recorded for myself as a coach. So I can press that. You see it gets highlighted. And when this instance is concluded, I press it again, and we can see that it appeared on our track. And here you can take two fingers and use the zoom gesture to zoom in this instance. All right, good. What else could we do? All right, so now since the other team had the puck at this point, let's say we were the team red and we were on defense, so let's activate that. You see it started recording a tag right away. And then let's think we're still on defense, but then we got a turnover. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to click play, and I'm going to record scoring chance and label 13. So let's do that. Scoring chance number 13. That's it. What happened in that sequence is that, first of all, you see that the label got properly attached to the scoring chance event. And also, if we search by label, we have 13. All the other tags which do not contain that label, they get deactivated temporarily. And we have only those that contain this label. And the other thing that happened is that defense got deactivated on its own because there was this deactivation link. I think that this covers the basics for the tag window. We will dive deeper into what you could do with players and with the player, a quadrant with tracks, and with our stacks in the future videos. So thank you so much, and let me know your experience with the app. Bye.